Welcome back, you guys. This is a series that I'm going to probably call something like unsupervised nonsense, or I tricked my husband into going out of town so I could do whatever I wanted, something along those lines. But I did trick my husband into going out of town. It was remarkably easy. I was just like, hey, you need to leave. And he's like, oh, makes sense. And he found a work trip and for a week. And so he left, and he left the morning right here. And I immediately go to Home Depot and I get some samples of paint. So what we're going to do is we're renovating my bedroom while he's gone, because I think it'd be hilarious. And I am kind of over the millennial gray thing. My whole house is gray. I have light furnishings. I just have that whole vibe going on, and I'm just a little tired of it now. I don't know. It happened very abruptly, and I don't know what switched, but now I am just craving intense, rich colors, and I intend to put a lot of different layers of color and texture and everything like that in this room. And I'm going very maximalist. When my best friend first mentioned the idea of maximalist decor, I thought she made it up and like she was making fun of me or something. But there is the other side of the coin of minimalist is maximalist. And you just have more, like many different layers of things. And I'm very drawn to that. I love my things. Minimalism is not for me. I am not somebody who only wants to have, 45 items in my life, and then that's all I get to have. And yeah, it's easier, but my belongings hold memories for me. I love looking at the things I've collected over my lifetime, and it brings me back to the moment of when I got it. So a lot of my things I have picked up on travel or different life events. Like some of my things, like most of my furniture, I could take or leave. I don't care about that. But the smaller things, those items hold a lot of meaning for me. And I understand that down the road, I'm going to have to Swedish death clean my little heart out because nobody else wants my crap. But I can let go of it just before I die because I'm not going to really have the ability to retain memories for that much longer. So we are going to go, clearly you can see, for a very deep green. My vision for this was like an emerald forest green. So these 4 swatches, especially on camera, are coming out basically identical. And to me, they kind of are. So the first one I really thought I loved. The second one was kind of like, I don't really care that much. Third one, way too black. It was very black heavy. It was gorgeous, but it seemed a bit much for this room. And then the final one was very emeraldy, and I wanted to love it, but it was way too emeraldy. So 4th and 3rd are out, and we're going with the first 2. Now, initially, the second swatch in, I hated it, the first coat, but I ended up falling in love with it the most. And I figured the first swatch and the second swatch were basically identical, to be honest. So it wasn't that much of a risk. And then I just kept having to tell myself that it's just paint. If I ruin everything, I will save up my YouTube income and I will hire somebody to come in and like correct my painting disaster. But it's not like I'm knocking down a wall. It's the easiest, most low risk thing you can do for home decor, honestly. It's the cheapest. I'm not tearing out flooring, but for some reason, I had big feelings about putting color paint on the wall. I've done gray for 10 years solid, I think, and huge change. Okay, so my room, we have to clear it out. It's a huge disaster. Since I decided I was going to do this, I also decided I didn't need to clean my room until I did this. I'm very much that way. If I know that I'm going to do something down the road, I absolutely will not help myself out beforehand by doing a little bit here or there. I like to compound the problem and do absolutely nothing / increase the problem before I get going. It's just, I don't know, it's my vibe, you guys. but I am very behind on laundry, so I need access to this hamper. I have to fold this laundry first. All right, and also, I need to go through YouTube, figure out what I'm going to listen to while I do this. And I think on this day is the first time we get the inkling that a storm is a brewing. Like, I knew that there was a tropical wave coming off of Africa. So I actually didn't know how hurricanes worked until I moved here. I just figured storms are storms and they pop up whenever they feel like it. But apparently, like, dust clouds come off of Africa and cross over, and if they make it and conditions are favorable, that's what really will start a hurricane, is if that dust cloud thing sweeps over and hits warm water but not a lot of other wind. That's when it gets all excited. So I knew there was a wave coming. I was slightly aware of it, but it was a whole bunch of nothing and no one knew what was going to happen. And I think now on this day we realized that maybe there is going to be something, but no one knows where it goes. So I've been watching that a lot so that I can get prepared. I like to have a lot of prepper anxiety. I like to, get ready for the zombie apocalypse, which is absolutely going to happen. I like to get ready for when an EMP hits and all of our electronics stop. And I like to prepare for hurricanes. So, I'm just listening to the news. And then I think I'm also listening to some other like really random YouTuber drama. And I'm also listening a lot to like royal drama. I think that's like the whole vibe that I was going with on this day. Okay, so I am still struggling getting comfortable in my bed. Something happened. My body just decided to reject my mattress. And so I bought a 3-inch gel foam topper thing for my bed. And that felt really nice for a few days. And then it was wildly too soft. It hurt. It was way too soft. So I'm going to put those on the kids' beds upstairs. And I got a much smaller gel foam mattress thing for our beds. And hopefully that will work. I am not going to buy new mattresses. These mattresses, they're newer. They're just really too firm. And I'm not buying new mattresses. I'm going to have a little tantrum about it. So luckily, both of our beds are twin size beds and you mash those together to make a king. And the kids' beds upstairs are twins. So I'm able to just easily pawn off my bad choices on my kids. And if these 1.5s don't work, I'm going to stack those, and that's another 3-inch. And the third bed that's upstairs will get its own. And I feel like I'm really doing good parenting here. Okay. There is so much glitter going on. And then all of those pictures that I have stacked to the side, I want to have those hung up. One of my goals for 2024 was to actually decorate my home to make it more homey. And part of my idea for Inside This Room is a lot of pictures on the walls. I don't have any on the wall right now. This project takes so much longer than I thought it would, and it was so much more physically demanding than I thought it would be. I think the last time I fully renovated and painted a room was like 5 years ago, and even over those 5 years, that was so much easier. I did it for the twins' room when we lived in Oregon, and that felt so much easier, but this was so much more physically demanding, and I don't know, it took a lot out of me. At some point, I end up just crying and calling my husband and like confessing everything because I'm just so struggling with how it's coming around. And so he had to reassure me and told me that he would help me with anything when he gets home. So it's not a secret any longer. And he just laughed. He knew something was happening because there were a lot of boxes that I was hiding from him in the entryway. So not the best job at hiding, but he knew I was planning something. And I finally was like, it's our bedroom and nothing's working. And in my imagination, our room was like 30% bigger. So when I actually start putting the things that I got to decorate my room into the room, it doesn't fit. because my room is not as big as my imagination says it is. And so I'm so mad. There should be like, I don't know, double the size so I could put all of the stuff that I want in there. And it's just, I don't know, it's coming together. Like I have to sit on it a lot more. I feel like once I get in a few more things, it'll be a lot better. I don't know. You'll see. You guys will see. Just wait. Be patient. We're getting there. Okay. So cleaning this room, I had to get a place to walk. So I had to break down those boxes of the stupid mattress thing. I had to clear off this dresser. I am convinced that there's going to be a centipede the size of my arm behind this dresser. I thought it up a few days ago and I cannot shake the feeling. So check. Okay. I don't think there was. But there is like trash and dog hair, so much dog hair under all of the furniture. I cannot stop sneezing and I'm still sneezing. It's like residual dander is ever in the air. So I got these little sliders for the furniture and they work out so well. I am able to move that whole dresser all by myself. And it was heavy. I didn't even have to empty it. So I was really happy with that. And then yuck. Some other things that just got kicked under there, and then like a whole dog's worth of dog hair. Disgusting. That's like, ew, a decent sized dog. I don't know what I got hung up on right there. A ghost maybe came to get me. Wasn't a sweeping ghost. I am forced to do that all on my own. I don't have any helpful poltergeists. I don't have a nice little haunting that could do my dishes or something. It's just us humans and we make more messes than we clean. All right, so this, not those, but this little desk thing that I asked for Christmas has been nothing but a huge pain in my butt. It doesn't really roll that well and I'm convinced I'm scratching my floor, but it is the wrong height for any chair that we own across the house. And I'm so frustrated because I was so excited to get it, but nope, it does work for my bed. So I can do editing in bed with that desk, but it doesn't work like on the couch like I wanted it to quite as well. And we're gonna change the camera angle, thankfully, because man, that light coming in from the window was really blinding us, wasn't it? And then this camera is zoomed out a little bit so you get kind of a distorted view of the proportions of the room. But looking at it now, clearly my bed and my nightstands fill up that whole space. So explain to me why I think I could have all of that stuff right there, plus an extra sitting area. Explain that to me. Why did my brain say that that was wildly possible? I have feelings, guys.
You take my love for granted. Say a bunch of stuff you never mean, yeah. I think I need a minute to figure out my limits. You cross them more than once, yeah. You take my love for granted.
All right, bedding off, pillows off. I am going to finally pull my nightstand out. And I bought a bunch of these little sliders. I'm really excited about them. So on the nightstands, they didn't really like staying in. Oh, and also I forgot that our nightstands are plugged in. So that was a good little trick. So it works if I balance like 2 feet, like 2 opposing feet, kitty corner feet would hold onto their little sliders. So I just had to balance the way I pushed it, but it wouldn't rest on all 4. Also, I think every single hair tie that anyone has ever owned was under my nightstand, which is hilarious because I just bought a whole new pack of hair ties because I couldn't find any. So that's how that happens. All right, and yes, a lot of tissues, but So my allergies act up the most at night, and I will blow my nose laying in bed because it's like 1 a.m. And I didn't realize that so many would fall behind my nightstand. So gross. Sorry about that, guys. That side's done. This is coming together relatively quickly. Relatively, that's insane. And okay, so if you look over where my little paint swatches were, I'm very proud that I put sticky notes of the names of the paint up instead of just trusting myself that I would remember. It really worked out for me. All right, here we go. Let's put our slideys under again. And I think this time I remembered to unplug it before I took it away from the wall so it didn't catch me like a dog running after a squirrel on a leash. Yeah, this one was very much balanced on 2. And you can see I just pick up the sliders that were right there. Oh, I guess I don't even think about sweeping this time. I'm over sweeping. It's just vacuuming for us. I'm a vacuum girly. All right, so I have disassembled and reassembled this bed way more times than I think is probably reasonable. So I'm very familiar with how it comes apart. These sideboards, they clip in, and the one that's by my head, actually the screws had apparently just come out. So it was only really held in by the foot side, but I got the hardware on the floor, and that's fine. This wobbly thing, I decided not. Okay, so that huge bag right there, that's like one of those moisture absorbers that I didn't know was under there. It must have came when we got our mattresses in the mail, and I never noticed when it like unfolded. So that's kind of insane. But we have the dual adjusting sides for when we're old and we need to sit up and raise our legs. Except I have no idea where the remotes are for it. There used to be 2 because you could do both. And sometimes you can sync it to where it's only 1. And I can't find either of them. And they are so expensive. They're like $700. So I will never have a mattress or a bed that lifts up. Like I'm not spending $700 for a friggin' remote. I wonder if I could find them on sale at one point, but they're crazy expensive. There's just no way it's happening. Okay, so also under the bed, because I am really tired of emptying out my room at this point, I realized I'm not going to take the whole bed out, and under it on my husband's side is a collapsible kennel, and on my side is where I tuck my treadmill, my little walking treadmill, and also some additional trash and I assume dog hair. But I just, you guys, so we just want to get this to the center of the room, and I didn't trust myself to be able to carry out the headboard. It's so heavy. It's so heavy, sorry guys, and it's really awkward that I knew I was going to fumble, and I thought I was going to put a hole in the wall. I really didn't want to do that. So it's just going to lay on the bed, and the bed is moved a little bit towards the center of the room. And now I feel like we're a little bit ready. Right, you guys? Oh, back to sweeping. I guess I'm not that fancy. So back to sweeping. So many hair ties, so much other stuff. Here we go. Get more of those hair ties. I'm going to collect them. I need them. They're all going to abandon me soon anyways, and I will have to go buy more hair ties. Okay. So we have enough of a walkway. We have all this dirt. I feel like this is the pile of dirt that I just sweep outside the door and abandon it, but nope, I get a dustpan. And by the way, everything that was in my room is now currently in my living room, and it is a full-blown nightmare all over my house. There's like one spot to sit on the couch. The rest is my bedding and my pillows. It's a huge, crazy disaster. But I think I'm done, except for the pictures that we just hung up together. Gotta get those off the wall. They didn't last very long, did they? And I went to go get these things off. So you pull, and it snaps off. And they hit me so hard. It was like I was snapping myself with a rubber band. Ouch. All right, you guys. So we are done with step 1. The room is emptied out. We have picked out which color swatch we're going to go with. And we are ready to start painting. See you then. Bye.